to another episode of Real Talk about real estate and real stuff. Our topic right now is like what happened this week in real estate. So today is actually May the 3rd, and we listed 4 listings last week, and they all have gone pending this week. So we're going to talk about how that all went down and other things, not just our listings, but what's happening in the market in general.
Yeah. We're just a sample size of what's happening in the market.
Right. So we put 4 listings on last week, and they all received multiple offers.
Yep.
We actually put 5 on.
Yep.
You had a lot that you listed.
Plus a lot, yeah. Which didn't get multiple offers, but it sold within a week, which is crazy for lots in Paradise.
Where was? I was in Paradise.
Paradise, yeah.
Okay.
Or that was Magalia.
Magalia.
So we had 4 houses put on. Were they all in there's one around 600, just under 6. The rest were around 400. They all received
multiple offers,
2 to 4 offers,
and all went over asking.
Yeah.
So we put the 4 houses on the market. They all sold over asking. Why, you ask, Courtney?
We don't know. Just kidding.
Well, I think we are having a traditional spring market. We had a very late winter, and now we are getting into spring. The weather was nice. One of them had a pool. That's always helpful. So I think that's part of it, and I think people are getting used to what the interest rates are doing right now. I think they're settling into this is going to be, a 6 to 7% world we live in.
And not only are they getting used to it, but interest rates have stopped fluctuating so much, because the last couple months it's been like they've gotten down to 5.9 and then they go up to 7% within a week, which is a really big difference. And so with that volatility in the rates, it's scary for buyers, because if they make an offer on a house and rates are at 6.5, and then by the time they lock, they're at 6.9 or 6.8, I mean, that's a big jump in their payments. So I think with rates staying around 6.5% right now, and buyers getting used to, like you said, what the payment's going to look like at that rate, we're seeing a lot more activity, coupled with just being a traditional spring market. We always see activity go up in the spring. It gets nice and warm, and people are preparing to move over summer, I think, a lot of the time.
But the interesting twist comes with in our team meeting yesterday, when we asked how many people canceled an escrow in the last week, and we also had 4 cancellations. Mm-hmm. And when we asked why did the buyers cancel, it was based on inspections. Yep. So is it really about the condition of the property and the inspections? I actually think that people are still nervous. Yeah. Because one of them was my listing, and we did not even get a request for repairs. Mm-hmm. My client probably would have fixed what they wanted to fix, potentially anyway, depending on how extreme it was. But we didn't even get that. So I think that buyers are still a little bit timid, some buyers. But then again, when you get buyers that, like we had on some of our listings, that are offering, in one case, let's see, 20,000 over, and another one was like 30,000 over. Yeah.
And my listing on Bidwall got a little bit over $15,000 over asking.
And that was the week before, right?
That was the week before. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like the last couple weeks is when things have really started picking up.
Right.
And so what's interesting, I was looking at the MLS, and I said, okay, everything that's sold in the last 7 days, let's see if some of those price drops have dropped off, because the last over winter, like Q2, Q3, Q4 of last year, and a lot of Q1, we were just seeing all these price drops when you looked at the recently closed. So now what's really interesting is a lot of them have those little green up arrows, meaning they got over asking price, but they all sold in this particular case, 8 days or less. So we're back to that market that we've been in for the last 3 years, where houses are selling quickly, they're getting multiple offers, they're selling over asking, and then the ones that did have that sold under asking or got price drops were on the market for a while, like months, some of them.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. So it just goes to show, though, that this market is shifting, where it was for a while, almost every house was getting under asking.
Well, and what did Jill Seamus say yesterday? Cuteness wins. Like if the house is cute, if it's like updated and it's staged and it
shows well,
it's clean, versus the one that's maybe cluttered and dirty, and you have to be show ready, which we've definitely talked about that in the past. So
yeah.
I know that you said earlier that Byron had mentioned that we've hit the bottom.
We've hit the bottom in prices. So that's what a lot of the big players in housing economics, like Kay Schiller, CoreLogic, Blackstone, I know I'm missing one, they've all said we've bottomed. So prices are only going up from here. And I will be bold in saying that I think we will hit our spring 2022 peak pricing in the next few months. I think we're not going to have that data until it's retroactively looked at.
Right.
So we won't see that until probably August, or maybe July we'll see it. But if you are a seller, I think now is the time to put your home on the market, because you want to be in that data pool of the houses that got over asking.
And the only reason why this is happening is because we have such low inventory, though. And that is because people don't want to get rid of their 3% interest rate. So they're not going to sell unless they have to.
Yep.
I think that we are going to have a great spring, but I also think that things are going to slow down as the year progresses. That's just my 2 cents, not based on... I was actually very impressed that you were able to name all of those data sources. That was pretty good, even though you said you forgot one. I thought it was amazing.
Thanks.
I think that we're seeing a little bit of a peak right now, but hey, as long as you're not planning on selling in a year or two, it doesn't really matter. I mean, prices are going to continue to go up as long as you stay on the property for 3 to 5 years.
Yeah. So what if you bought this spring where possibly we're going to hit another peak, and then prices go down 10% in the next year? What do you do?
Nothing. You stay.
You stay in that house.
You're not moving anyway. Who wants to move in a year after you bought a house?
Unless you absolutely have to because of a huge life change.
Issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're probably going to stay there 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Maybe
and I think
even 10 years. People are staying in their homes longer than they used to.
Yeah, they are. And if you can plan to stay in, I think 5-year minimum, you're going to be really, really safe in that time frame.
Definitely. You're going to earn money. You're going to make money rather than renting.
And people always say, oh, it costs so much to buy a house, but you're not spending that money. You're spending your closing costs when you have to pay the lender, but you are investing your money. That down payment goes into the equity of your home. So when you sell, you get all that money back. Whereas when you're renting, you're spending the money. It's just gone. So it's something to consider.
I see in the notes that you wrote those down, so I take it back that I was impressed at you.
Well, I wrote them down from my head.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, I'm so impressed then.
Sheesh.
So just going over some of the stats from MLS. At our team meeting every Tuesday, we will go over what's pending, what's active. So in January of this year, we had 128 active. Right now, on May the 3rd, we have 114. So we are seeing an increase in inventory, which is great. We need it. But in January, only 48 were in contract or what we consider pending in escrow. And now we have 93. So we've almost doubled the number of sales. In January, we had 48 pending. Right now, we have 93 pending. So
that means we have more buyers, and we also have a little bit more inventory.
I think what's happening too is inventory is coming on because it's spring, and then it's also selling. It's coming, it's going, it's coming, it's going, it's coming, it's going. So
like the last 3 years.
Right. going, gone.
Yeah. We kind of just had this like huge market shift halfway through last year, and now we're having another big market shift the other direction.
People are going to say we're talking about a bubble now. They're going to say, we're in a bubble.
And then I say, well, what do you define a bubble? Right. What does bubble mean to you?
Right.
But that's a topic for another day.
Yeah. Anyways,
we're not in a bubble. Okay, well, that's what we have to say about that. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention was your property that's been on the market for a long time in Red Bluff, because it was just such a unique property. It was listed over $1 million. It was on 40 acres or more than that?
Yeah.
Just ton of acreage, very unique buyer. Got an offer. So again, just feeding the narrative. Right? Got
an offer from somebody that already lives in the area. So that was kind of interesting.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you for joining us on this episode. Hopefully we, shed some light on what's going on in the current real estate market. And if you guys have any questions about, every market is different. Everything is very hyper local right now. So if you have questions about the Chico or Butte County real estate market, please reach out to us directly so we can help you to understand what's going on or get your questions answered.
Or to Hema and Glenn.
Or Tam and Glenn, obviously. Sorry. Peace out.